The 2020 Knox County graduations are brought to you by Enrichment Federal Credit Union, Food City, Pellissippi State, and WVLT.
Hey, what's up, guys? My name is Chris Blue. You may remember me from being season 12 winner of The Voice on NBC, but I'm just another guy who loves you and want to see you do well in life. I want to take a moment to congratulate you, yes, you, all of the graduates for graduating this year and going on to do bigger and better things with your life. Please know that I'm praying for you and that I truly, truly believe in you, and I believe the hard work and your ethic, your work ethic, has gotten you to this point, and it'll take you much, much further. Now, I'm here to do something special for you guys, and that is the Star-Spangled Banner, which is one of the hardest songs on the planet. So I hope we do it well. Here we go. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free? Congratulations, guys.
Please be seated. Before we begin, I want to take a moment to recognize that the last 3 weeks have been very difficult. And I know that many of our students are wrestling with sadness, fear, and anger. But I also want to remind you of our calling as Falcons to go forth to serve. As we reflect, I would ask each of us to consider how our grief might lead to service and what role we can play in the work of promoting equality. Please join me in a moment of silence. Thank you. And to you, the class of 2020, I recognize that your senior year did not end the way you wanted. Let's change some of that tonight. Let's have a great ceremony. You have shown great resilience in the midst of uncertain times, and you deserve this moment. And good evening to our friends, our families, and our honored guests. This is an important day, a historic day for which we have all been waiting. It is my privilege to welcome you to the class of 2020 commencement ceremony. Today is a special day for our graduates. It is a time to cheer, It's a time to scream, time to yell proudly. It is also a time to respect every graduate and all our parents and all our families. Please do not scream or yell during the speeches or when another student is being recognized. So we're going to practice. We're going to put 20 seconds on the clock. So if you're in the stands, you want to yell and scream, this is our 20 seconds to go. I think we have 20 seconds on the clock. If you'll hit it and you guys go crazy. There we go. There's the horn. Thank you. In a moment, you will hear from 3 of our seniors. Each speaker was asked to reflect upon and share their experiences at Fulton over the last 4 years. In addition to their reflections, they were asked to share their hopes and aspirations for their class as they head off into the future. Today, we will hear from Hannah Hobby, Jesse Marshall, and Daphne Qualls. I appreciate your focus and attention as you listen to the words of your fellow classmates. First, I'd like to introduce you to our valedictorian, Chloe Hammock, who will welcome today's guest.
It is my privilege to recognize several special guests for today's ceremony. First, I would like to recognize Mr. Robert Thomas, Superintendent of Schools, India Kincannon, Knoxville City Mayor, Glenn Jacobs, Knox County Mayor, Mrs. Ronnie Chandler, Executive Director of Project Grad Knoxville, and Ms. Jennifer Owen, School Board Member. Finally, we welcome our families and friends to this exciting celebration. As a senior class, we are prepared to sit before you and thank you for the love, support, encouragement, and help that it brought us to this place of accomplishment. We sincerely hope you enjoy this graduation as a symbol of achievement and hope for an incredible future. Now please enjoy our 3 student speeches.
Hello, friends, parents, honored guests, teachers, admin, and of course, the class of 2020. As we celebrate this day, I want to say congratulations. We have survived high school. And by doing this, we are all now much less likely to be living in our parents' basements until we're 30. After today, we will all be entering the real world, each of us finding our own way to make our mark. As we move forward past high school, this new season will challenge us in many ways. While we take a step into this new beginning, we all need to decide what we stand for. Throughout this time, we will be meeting many new people, giving us the opportunity to influence their lives in some way. Although we may not realize it, we all have a big impact on those around us. People are perceptive, and they notice how we react when problems arise and how we treat others. Because of this, we must recognize that we are all messengers. So, class of 2020, I want to challenge all of you to go forth into this new season and make it your mission to share your message with those around you. We all have a different message to share. Whatever it is, your message will be your legacy and how people will remember you. We are all here for a short time. The Bible says in James 4:14 that our lives are like the morning fog. It is here for a little while and then it is gone. As we step into this new chapter, we should use this time to ask ourselves who we want to be and what message do we want to share. I encourage you to share a message of love to those around you, as it is this that can lead to the biggest impact on people's lives. 1 Corinthians 13 verses 4 through 8 say, "Love is patient and kind. Love is not jealous, it does not brag, and it is not proud. Love is not rude, it is not selfish, and it cannot be easily angered. Love does not remember wrongs done against it. Love is never happy when others do wrong, but it is always happy with the truth. Love never gives up on people. It never stops trusting, never loses hope, and never quits. Love will never end." If we're going to spread a message of love, we should be able to say that these things are true of us. In the Greek language, the word agape represents the love of others over yourself. This kind of love is selfless and unconditional. It reaches past emotion and how we are feeling in that moment. Those who show this love deny themselves and make the deliberate decision to put others first, even if they don't feel like it. So, if we are going to show love to others, we need to be patient, even when our patience is being tested. We should be kind in the face of persecution. True love is never demonstrated through words, but through actions. If the class of 2020 made it their mission to do this, the impact would be substantial. Whether you believe it or not, your actions have the power to impact others. Nobel Peace Prize winner Desmond Tutu once said, "Do your little bit of good where you are. It's those little bits of good put together that overwhelm the world." When we all rise to love on this level, even if it's through small acts of kindness that may go unnoticed, we can change the culture around us from hate to love. By being a light in this dark world, we can give hope to those who need it the most. There are people who need to hear your message of love and positivity, because without it, they will never be set free from the things holding them back. I would like to also use this time to thank the people who have got me this far and who have taught me how to share my love by loving me first. I want to thank God first of all, because without His saving grace, I would be nothing. I also would like to thank my family, especially my mom, dad, and my brother. You all have been my rock and have supported me in all of my ambitions. Thank you for being who you are. Additionally, I want to say thank you to all my friends who have made my 4 years of high school better than I could have ever asked. I love you guys. I'm also thankful for all the girls I've cheered and played volleyball with. You all made high school so special for me, and the memories we made I will never forget. You all will always be my sisters. Lastly, I would like to say thank you to the Fulton family that I will always be a part of. All the students, staff, and teachers at Fulton have shown me over the past 4 years that you don't have to be related to be family. The Fulton family has had a greater impact on my life than they will ever know, as they showed me relentless love and support throughout my 4 years. By sharing your love with me, you all had a greater impact on my life than you'll ever know. Class of 2020, we are all starting out with a clean slate. With the new beginning that has been granted to us, we have the ability to change who we are into who we want to be. I challenge you to choose to be someone known for their love for others. As we walk out of this ceremony today and into our new lives, we all need to decide how we will be a light to the world. My prayer for you is that you all may go forth and become catalysts for change. Thank you.
When the class of 2020 left middle school, we were faced with a monumental task ahead of us. Most of our middle schools were relatively small, and Fulton was huge in comparison. We felt all alone like Nemo in the ocean. For some of us, it felt like we would never fit in or ever see graduation. Somehow, we made it through the first week of freshman year, then the first month, then the first semester, and the next thing we knew, it was finals time. By this time, most of us had settled into the groove of high school and figured out a way around the school. While some of us still had trouble, or like myself, still get turned around from time to time. Each of us found some extracurricular that we loved and worked hard to be the best at it that we could be. There were new bonds that were created. We made friends that we never expected, and some of these will last a lifetime. We had finished a quarter of high school and were 1 year closer to graduating. From there, it felt like graduation and the beginning of our adult lives was so far away and still may never be there. Now these days are upon us, and we are about to be let free into the world to change it however we may. We are looking at going into the proverbial woods on a different path. Some are going to college and graduate school, some to the workforce, some to trade school, the military, and others going off to many other great things in life. For some, it feels like a door is closing behind us and we are faced with an endless plain in front of us. Each and every one of us has the potential to become anything we want to. One of us may be the next president, or the doctor to cure cancer, or the next person to change the world for the better. We are stepping through one closing door and opening up another that leads to the rest of our lives. Though each day we get further and further from high school, we will never forget the lessons we learned here. We feel that we have learned enough to fill 1,000 libraries, but the best teachers in the world that we have been blessed with have only laid the foundation of knowledge for us to build upon. Now we can go forth into the world and grow our knowledge and our communities to make the world a better place for all of us to live in. Each of our different paths will lead somewhere new and different from everyone else. Even though some of us are going to the same colleges or trade schools as our friends, we are all doing something different. Just as none of us are the same person at heart, we each will be going somewhere different in life from the person next to us. We are walking into a world full of possibilities and opportunities for each and every one of us. We were made the guinea pig class. We were exposed to all of the new ideas for testing and curriculum. We pushed through these challenges that we were given and came out better than anyone could have expected. We are the example class, the class that everyone's watching. We are the class of 2020. We are the examples for the classes following us, both in our actions and in how well we met the new challenges put before us. How we did with all the new ideas for education will influence what classes after us will see in their education. All of us have the opportunity ahead of us to continue to prove that we are still the same determined students that we have always been. We can't just think that we are going to be the doctor to cure cancer, or the next president, or the next person to change the world. We have to say that we will be that doctor or president, and that we will change the world for the better. We will continue to be the example. The only thing we have to do now is seize the moment and take those opportunities in front of us and reach for the stars. So to the class of 2020 and the best friends I could have asked for, thank you, and I can't wait to see how we change the world.
Good afternoon, class of 2020. As Maya Angelou, my personal favorite poet and civil rights activist, once said, the future is plump with promise. We made it to the day we've been waiting for our whole lives. How does it feel? Great? Yeah? All right. The day has come where we celebrate our achievements, hard work, dedication, blood, sweat, and tears into everything we've done our entire school career, just to never see each other again. Or so we thought. In all seriousness, we come together today to celebrate each other in the hardships and the blessings that high school has molded us into today. We have come so far in life for this one very moment, just imagining what it'd feel like to finally feel all the assiduous time and gratification in the palm of our hands. I remember when I first got out of elementary school and I was transitioning into middle school, I used to sit to myself and think, wow, basically an adult at this point, not knowing what life had in store for me. Then I, of course, transitioned into my freshman year thinking, well, ain't no going back now. And boy, was I right. Going into high school was something, of course, completely new to me. But I already knew that at that point in high school, I generally had no correlation to what the next 4 years had ahead of me. I didn't know what life would throw at me mentally, emotionally, and even physically, but I thankfully made it just knowing that I had my amazing peers, supporting friends, family, and teachers around me that helped me through it all. Without them, turn page, I won't be who I am today. Starting in my freshman year, it reminds me of the first place where I felt welcome, when I knew it was a completely fresh new beginning for me. Most importantly, I knew I had a whole new chance in making another home for myself and for others. I knew I had a family when my first ever band camp. Yes, I said band camp. During this time was very hard for me. Transitioning into high school, and not even a couple months prior, I lost a beloved family friend and my adored grandfather. My loved ones, I thought I wouldn't lost for a very long time. But regardless of it all, I still went to that band room with my head held high, ready for whatever the captains and leaders had for me in store for that day. My mom always told me you are capable of doing anything you set your mind to. Cliche, I know. But Mom's always right? Mom. Later on that week, things had gotten more and more burdensome. I wasn't quite sure what it was until the next day my mother sat me down after practice and told me that my great uncle had passed away from cancer that day. I didn't know how to react from losing someone who inspired me to keep going regardless of what was in my way, even if it was myself sometimes. That day, as some of you may know, was very hard for me. It felt like another part of me was gone and I didn't know what to do. I tried my hardest to give it my all until I was learning something that was already testing my patience. It was 10 times more difficult for me just because I was so heartbroken. I attempted my most difficult task that day and I broke down. My nose started bleeding, couldn't breathe, and everyone freaked out because no one knew what was wrong with me. It was all just because it felt like I wasn't myself anymore. I couldn't do what I had loved. It felt as if what made me had gone away with him that night. Sorry. I did this for them. I thought that because he was gone, I didn't know how to continue as a human being because he was a big role in my life. I, of course, started crying, and the peers around me no longer stared at me and attempted to comfort me. They saw that I was broken, and they consoled me in a time where I thought no one would understand. The time where I thought I was alone. Everyone started crying and gave me the biggest hug, and we continued our day working 10 times harder. It somehow filled the hole that I expected would never have been filled. I learned that high school was definitely going to be a place where I genuinely felt that it was more than a home. It was a family. Throughout the years, I started to get to know everyone, new peers, new teachers, and even lifelong friends. At the end of it all, high school has taught me that life is going to throw you in so many problems and dilemmas, and regardless of it all, if you're ready or not, they're still coming your way. But we can also handle it. We've made it, and now we have our whole lives ahead of us. Throughout the entirety of my high school career, I kept my uncle and my past loved ones in my mind as my motivation. I told myself to always speak up for what I believe in and sing like there is no tomorrow, as they wanted. I moved through simple words that I speak to you all today. So, scholars of 2020, how will you use your voice? How will you use your words and knowledge to inspire others? I wish you all Godspeed and thank you so much.
Mr. Smith, as the valedictorian, it is my great honor to present to you the class of 2020. My fellow classmates have worked hard to get to this moment, and I know they are all eagerly waiting the award of their diplomas. At this time, Mr. Smith, I give you the class of 2020.
Mr. Thomas, these members of the class of 2020 have worked hard over the past 4 years to amass the credits necessary to earn a diploma from Knox County Schools. This class, with dignity and grace, has helped to continue the tradition of excellence at Fulton High School. That is why it is with great pleasure that I present the class of 2020 to you for your recognition. Having examined and confirmed all records, the students gathered here today are eligible and worthy to receive their diplomas from Knox County Schools. Please notice that several students have been recognized for additional accomplishments with stoles or cords. Students graduating with honors and/or distinction are wearing a silver cord. Students who have earned an industry certification are wearing a purple cord. Students who are being awarded the Project Grad Scholarship are wearing a Project Grad stole. and members of the National Honor Society are wearing an NHS stole and blue and gold cords. Additionally, our valedictorian and co-salutatorians are wearing gold sashes, and members of the top 10% are recognized with their names in bold print in our program. We are proud of these students for their commitment and dedication to their education and their personal growth. Mr. Thomas, I present to you the students of the class of 2020.
Will the top 10% please stand to be recognized? Okay. Whenever you're ready. Yeah. Okay. Let's get it there. Okay. All right. Chloe Abigail Hammock, valedictorian with a GPA of 4.536, graduating with honors and distinction. Thomas Andrew Barnett, co-salutatorian with a GPA of 4.446, graduating with honors and distinction. Hannah Christine Hobby, co-salutatorian with a GPA of 4.446, graduating with honors and distinction. The remaining top 10% will be announced in order of rank. Sharon Marie Sharp with honors and distinction. Riley Lynn Wyatt, honors and distinction. Emily Grace Stout. Malia Elise Myers. Ariana Smith. Nicole Teresa Cooney. Haley Marie Doherty with distinction. Christopher Scott Dalton. Danielle Lopez with distinction. Jared Robert Kirchensteiner. Dariella L. Rodriguez Herrera with distinction. Rachel Bradley with honors and distinction. Danielle. Crystalline Danielle Anderson. Skydasia Majoya Miller. There you. Bryson Tate Hartzell. Isabella Sue Gregg. Asia Janae Walton. Alyssa May Linder. Students graduating from the School of Skilled Professions at Fulton High School have successfully completed a portfolio documenting their leadership, academic experiences, and technical achievements during their high school career. The portfolio captures the skilled professions experience and allows each student to demonstrate the skills they've gained in order to be successful in post-secondary education as well as the workforce. Since 2011, each skilled profession student has completed a community service requirement as part of their portfolio, putting the Fulton motto of "Enter to learn, go forth to serve" into action. This year, skilled profession students participating in this ceremony have over 700 hours in service to the Knoxville community. We look forward to the great things that are going to be done by the students in skilled professions, as they will be the foundation of the Knoxville, Tennessee, and American community. Congratulations. Theodore Thomas Allington. Jonathan Kyle Bargo. Kenneth Andrew Bingham. Destiny Renee Bradley. Skylar Paige Bumgardner. DeMarcus Lamont Cash Jr. Marley Sunshine Kate. Zachary Paul Cheek. Titus Jerome Cole II. Jamal Malik Darty. Anissa Lachey Davenport. Monet Rochelle Davis. Hannah Sierra Day. Andrea Nicole Escobar. Celestina Carmen Francisco Miguel. Marshall Isaiah George Hawkins. Trinity Sky Hickman. Dominic Lamar Holland Jr. with distinction. Ishana Joshe Houston. Yanisha Keandra Shante Houston. Yanisha Keandra Shantane Houston. What's up? Congratulations. Zurich Dion Hudson. Megan Laney Kimball. DeMarcus S. Lewis. Okay. Yeah. Abigail Lopez. Alicia Olivia Lowry. Haley Rachel Starr Kuhn. Rosa Martine Matthias. Israel Mateo. Anna Maria Matthias. Journey My Angel McDonald. Stephen Dwayne Mendenhall. Malachi A. Messer. Lena Miguel. Andres Mateo Miguel Mendez. Alex Miller with distinction. Laura Diane Parker. Henry Pedro Francisco. Dustin Allen Pickens with distinction. William Price. Cameron Glenn Blake Puckett. Andy Josue Quintana. Keyshawn Jeremiah Holloway. Stephanie Antoinette Sellers. Jason Edward Slade Jr. Casman Deshay Talent. Haley Shay Taylor. Austin Mackenzie Tillery. Julio Cesar Tino. Daisy Marisol Tomas Balazar. Rainey Nicole Torrey. Yadira Lisbeth Vallardes Funes. Christian Alexander Vazana. Kier Narisha Crochet Walton. Carly Weaver. Jonathan Hans Wellman. Andre Terry Wicks. The health science students participating in today's ceremony have previously received special recognition for their many accomplishments by way of a virtual pinning ceremony. As evidence of their leadership, service, and academic achievements, all health science graduates were expected to participate in a skill demonstration and to complete a minimum of 20 community service hours. In addition, through the opportunities in the School of Health Science, the following students have completed the Pharmacology Technician program and will sit for industry certification testing later this summer. Chloe Hammock. And finally, 7 of our graduates have successfully completed our nursing education pathway. Shabria Davis will sit for the Patient Care Technician certification exam, and 6 will sit for the Certified Nursing Assistant's exam. Hannah Blair, Allison Broughton, Geza Davenport, Elizabeth Inman, Skydasia Miller, and Gret Nickampai. Sherlyn Giselle Alvarenga Canales. Riyam Laith Alzadi. Kiaya Ballinger with distinction. Wendy Naomi Barrios Infante. Hannah Marie Blair. Kaylee Rose Britton. Allison Danielle Rose Broughton with distinction. Bernicia Chesney. Jaquise Kahili Yakim Clegg with distinction. Geza Lanique Davenport with distinction. Lixie Aroides Diaz. Angelina Diego Matias. Taylor R. Dills. Jennifer Donis Felipe with distinction. Jessica Francisco Gaspar. LaShawn Marquez Freeman. Janaya Monique Goins with distinction. Savannah Lynn Gray. Cheyenne Faith Hamilton with distinction. Joshanta Makara Hill with distinction. Lauren Grace Ina Hauser. Aaliyah Brianna Hurley. Elizabeth Ray Chantel Inman with distinction. Antonio Latrell Jackson Payton. Edward Lacey. Zyquarius Dejon Lowry. Solange Mapenzi. Jesse Vanoy Marshall. Edgar Arturo Martin with distinction. Anthony Martinez. Yasmin Martinez. Chrissy Lynn Mashburn. Gelatin Medina Lopez. Aiden Arthur Melton with honors and distinction. Jimmy Anthony Mendoza. Hazy Joletti Mendoza Uceda. Tamara Miracle. Caitlin Lene Messer. Jashara E. Mitchell. Timothy Andrew Mize. Congratulations. Andrew Dale Muncie with distinction. Gret Nickampai. Patrona Pascual Domingo. Talia Lachey Prentice. Okay. Daphne Diane Qualis. Dennis Adolfo Ramirez Ortiz. Wilvin Yobani Ramirez Ortiz. Andre Edward Riddles II. Okay. Brianna Robertson. Shayana Seiler. Hey. Kylie Meadow Smith with distinction. Alexis Nicole Stansberry. Kyra Danielle Story. Kelsey Elizabeth Summers. Ferdy Vasquez. Denzel Washington. Elizabeth Bell Wilder. Xavier Yashara Wynn. The communication students participating in today's ceremony have successfully completed not just their class requirements, but also a portfolio including a resume, personal statement, multiple exemplary pieces of classwork which were presented to a staff member, and a minimum of 20 hours of community service. During this process, students were able to reflect on their personal growth and skill development. This year, our students collectively volunteered hundreds of hours back into their communities. This is going forth to serve. Additionally, the Communications SLC has consistently represented Fulton well in various activities within our community, and we could not be more proud of our students. Our seniors have risen to meet any challenges presented to them. The Fullcom class of 2020 has internalized the skills needed to be successful in the 21st century. We recognize their many accomplishments today and look forward to their future contributions to our community, our state, our nation, and our world. Radesha Bailey. Elizabeth Grace Barnett. Janessa Shaylee Bennett. Alexander Bodio.
Congratulations.
Marzell. Christopher Marzell Bohannon. What's up? Brandon Browning.
Congratulations.
Jeremiah Cannon. Raven B. Chambers with honors and distinction. Haley Rachel Chandler. Aaliyah Nicole Cheek.
Congratulations.
James Coleman. Brennan Ernesto. Dearis Natroy Farmer. Montez Forand. Alex Miguel Francisco. Mateo Francisco Andres. Mary Madison Lynn Gibbs. Carlos Danielle Gonzalez Rodriguez. Joshua Noel Gray.
What's up? How are you?
Zane Kyler Henry. Gaysela Mayling Hernandez. Gusella Mayling Hernandez. Jatori Lene Howard. Tyler Ray Huffaker.
Tia.
Tia Louise Johnson.
Lee.
Alyssa Lee Jones.
What's up? Congratulations.
Joshua Ray Jones Jr.
Demarius.
Demarius Langster. Joshua Lemons. Jada Thais Logan. Carlos Javier Lopez with honors.
Hey, congratulations.
Travis Dwayne Mitchell Jr.
Zacchaeus.
Samari Zychaeus Minot.
What's up? Congratulations.
Robert I. Nix with honors.
Hey. Tell it to him.
Lopez Nazobianamana. Benjamin Palma.
Hey, what's up? How are you? Good.
Sebastian F. Pedro. Katerina Pedro Ramirez. Ethan Lee Perry. Marcus Kuvan Phipps.
Congratulations.
Christopher Ramirez Mendez. Aisha D. Reese. Adam D. Robinson, Jr. Natalie Jean Louise Simmons. DeAndre Southall. Tyra Tabers. Jamonte D. Tate. Kenaya Monique Turner. Noah Underwood. Inde Walton. Jordan D. Young. Ladies and gentlemen, your Fulton High School class of 2020. And now, ladies and gentlemen, would you please stand for the Fulton High School Alma Mater. Performing our Alma Mater is Fulton High School Band Director David King and Class of 2020 graduate Aiden Melton. Aiden made the top band at All East Jazz Band during his junior and senior years and was the featured soloist during this year's marching band halftime show. And now, your Fulton High School Alma Mater.
right, y'all. First of all, Tassel's on the right, everybody. Thank you. Some of y'all still slacking after 4 years? Okay. Class of 2020, as your Student Government Association president, it is my great honor to take that final step with you, turning our tassels to signify our graduation. Members of the senior class, you may now change your tassel. You are now graduates of Fulton High School.
Woo! Please be seated. Seniors, the turning of the tassel is a time-honored tradition that marks the commencement of a new chapter in your lives. Today, you move from a student to an alumni of Fulton High School. And all Falcons hold dear the motto we live by: enter to learn, go forth to serve. We celebrate the class of 2020 today and appreciate your hard work and dedication over the last 4 years. It is time for you to go forth to serve. To serve. There's no greater calling and no greater joy. Our city and our country need you. Need you to lead, to give back, to love, and to serve. Your time is now. Wherever the road takes you from here, look to find your purpose and look for opportunities to give. Take a piece of Fulton High School with you wherever you go. The class of 2020 will always hold a special place in the storied history of Fulton High School. As Falcons, fly high and soar above. See the big picture and look for the right time to take risk. No task is too big, no task is too small. Look for the good in people and always put others above yourself. There's no service without sacrifice, no joy without pain, and no love without sorrow. Embrace your next steps and challenge yourself to be a little bit better each and every day. In closing, know that you will forever be a Fulton Falcon, and 2509 North Broadway will always be home. At this time, SLC principals, please make your way to your SLC to lead your graduates out. Teachers, please stand and move to line the walk in order to congratulate our graduates as they recess out. Parents, please remain at your seats until the entire class has exited the stadium. And please allow 15 minutes for the graduates to retrieve their diplomas, and you can meet them in the parking lot behind the stadium. Your cooperation is greatly appreciated. If the class of 2020 will please stand at this time. Friends and family, please join me as we recognize our graduates of Fulton High School, the class of 2020. You can throw your cap.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, please rise for the recessional and graduates. Congratulations and Godspeed to you. Top 10%, you may begin to lead the class of 2020 into their futures.
The 2020 Knox County graduations are brought to you by Enrichment Federal Credit Union, Food City, Pellissippi State, and WVLT.